Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat, 8 a.m. Central, where I do my thing in my sewing room, and you jump in here and follow along with me or just hang out with me. And I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle or get busy. Go do something, right? Go sew something. We got Frito here. I'm going to point my laptop down. There's my pretty girl. Hello, Frito. Good morning. Look at, I don't know if you can see that little wiggle butt just to go it. Yeah. And my trash can. How nice was that? Oh my gosh. Great to see everybody here in the chat. Hi, Cynthia. You have an echo? Really? Is that the audio? We have an echo on the audio. I want to make sure you guys are good. I see my thing is working and I'm working here. All right. We're going to go with this. You might be hearing my air conditioner. I don't know, but Frito is waiting for no echo. Thank you, Lisa. All right. All good here. Okay. You might have two sets of speakers on. That happens to me. Yeah. I've got some Dave biscuits right here. Let me give them to my girl. We're going to point this down and maybe you guys can see her. There she is. Sweet baby. Yeah, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. We're going to get into the Apple camera, the MacBook camera. There you go, sweetie. And you want your stick to go brush your teeth? Yeah, you want your chicken stick to go brush your teeth? There you go. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. A stick a day keeps the veterinary dentist away. She has never had to have her teeth cleaned because I give her real rawhide, just like God intended, right? Okay, for dogs. Oh, I left my coffee across the room. I hate that. Just 1 second, y'all. Catch up on the chat there. Okay. Oh, so we are in Hays, Kansas. How does Frito do traveling? She's great. Yeah, we have like a little runner rug that sits in between the two slides that come in on the motorhome. And she just lays right there and she has her little water and she's great. She's a wonderful traveler. Yeah. Very, very nice. So, oh, are you guys master the miter class at Two Chicks? Boy, that sounds like fun. That'll be good. All my South Texas girls can hang out in there. You like how she gets her stick and walks away. Karen says, I'm back. Oh, I hate sewing machine thread situations. So I checked into the RV park here. We are at Creekside RV Resort on I-70 in Hays. So I checked in, very nice resort. Y'all, I tend to do Google reviews on the RV parks that we stay at. And if I'm moving, it's because my washing machine is on spin. But yeah, I've got laundry going already here. I love that. When we got this motorhome, they were like, do you want us to take the washer and dryer out and put some shelving in for you? And I said, heck no. Good grief, no. If they work, I want them. So anyway, right before I walked out of the office after I checked in, I turned back around and I said, are there any quilt stores in this town? She said, yeah, one just opened up and it's called Eclectic Threads. Let me share my screen with you guys to show you their website right here. Okay. It's called Eclectic Threads Quilt Studio. Looks like they have a lot of unique fabrics and batiks and whatnot. Oh, I see some Tula right here in the middle. Very nice. We've got stuff coming up. They have things on sale. You can sign up for their newsletter. And then these are all their wide backs, it looks like. So I'll show you guys. It's right here. This is I-70, okay, in Kansas. And it's just over here. We're actually on this side of the interstate and they open at 10. So I'm going to go over there. Let's go to top sellers and see what they've got in here. I'm just poking around on their website. Maybe nothing. I don't know. Well, they're brand new. And it looks like they do some long arming. So Deb says she loves to find new hidden gem stores. I know, right? So I called them last night Sorry that you guys, the chat is just flying around here. Let me get this up. There we go. So I called them yesterday right before they closed, and I said, hey, I'd love to come by and bring my camera so I can show my viewers what you've got. And she said, that'd be great. So I told her I'd be there before 11. So I will do a pre-record and have that for you guys in a couple of days. Vicki has a question about Thumbnailer. Is it a standalone product? Can it be used without an Embrilliance component? Vicki, yes, it can. It's a fabulous product. It's only $39. And it actually is a separate install from the Embrilliance. When you download Embrilliance and you put in your serial numbers and everything to make it work, Thumbnailer is a separate install. And that's because Thumbnailer is not embroidery software. It's a utility used by your computer to make your embroidery designs look like pictures in your pictures folder so that you can see them. Thank you, Bernadette. She says, thumbs up, everyone, please and thank you. Yes, please and thank you. Thumbs up. And if you're watching on TV, grab your TV remote and hit the channel up button. Or if you have a smart TV, there's the thing where a thumbs up pops up and you can click that. So anyway, so that'll be fun. Good morning, Debbie from Houston. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, I love finding new stores for y'all. And some of you like different fabrics that you don't find in every single quilt store, or unique fabrics. So eclectic. This sounds like something that'll be interesting, where you can find stuff you normally can't find. So anyway, all right. Let's see here. So Kelly says, I have all of mine in an external drive. Will it work? Yes, it will, because it doesn't install on the drive. It installs on your computer. It's however you look for your designs on your external drive. The display is what Thumbnailer is all about, or display if you're from South Texas, or display. Anyway, display, whatever. You got some hot fix. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. So I found my hot fix, what little bit I had left. Oh, speaking of applique, oh my gosh, you guys. So when I was at Jelly Rolls To Go, I found the link for her Etsy shop and I put it below in the description box, you guys. Jolene's very familiar with Hayes. Good. Y'all, we got beat to death on the way here with the wind. Oh, it's terrible. It was terrible. I mean, we're in a ginormous motorhome. This thing's 42 feet long and we're towing the Jeep. I mean, that thing it was awful. I'm glad we're doing 2 days here instead of picking up this morning and heading on to Manhattan, Kansas, because Keith needed the rest. He was just, he needs a new shoulder anyway. And he was just in pain driving here. And so, anyway, all right. So while I was at Christine Poley's house, let me set this down. I need one more drink. Her basement is floor to ceiling Moda. Kits, pre-cuts, yardage, everything. Floor to ceiling Moda. It's crazy. She has a long arm in there. She has a 15 needle. It's not a Tajima. She has I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, she has an embroidery machine. She has piles of quilts. She's done tons and tons, thousands of embroidery projects, and just ginormous big 5 or 6 high shelves packed to the ceiling of Moda pre-cuts. So you guys, please patronize her store. She's not in good health and needs to get rid of what she's got. So nothing on sale yet, but she's a wonderful shop. So anyway, Jelly Rolls 2 with the number 2 go on Etsy. She had this couple of kits I bought from her. Okay. So Jenny wants to be our chauffeur. I'll tell Keith, thanks. Look at this. This pattern came out in 2021. Okay, I can't believe how old I am. My goodness. This is called Prairie Days by Bunny Hill Designs. Do any of you have this, or have any of you made this and finished it? So, okay. it just flew by. To the person who's having trouble with thumbnail or uninstalling, please put in a ticket with in Brilliance. They can help you. Okay. I just flew by and I quickly read it. All right. That's a tech problem that they can help with, I think. So this kit is nothing but applique. So I want to show you this. I saw this. So if you're brand new here, please pop in the chat and let us know that you're new. I do this thing called Snapplique. And Snapplique is where you take paper quilt patterns that were never intended to be embroidery designs, scan them into the Brother Scan and Cut, and then you can cut your pieces from the Scan and Cut, and you can import that file that the Scan and Cut saw into machine embroidery software. I use in Brilliant Stitch Artist 3, and then convert that into a machine embroidery design. It's amazing. Hi, Nancy. Nancy's new from Wisconsin. Welcome, sweetheart. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Where's my sunshine committee? You guys are all wandering in the back with your coffee. Okay. Come say hi to Nancy, y'all. She needs a partner. So, right, Kelly says that's going to be a lot of Snapplique. Well, the best thing about Snapplique is once you get this down, I mean, it's a little intimidating at first, but once you get it down, I call it Snapplique with 2 P's so that you can do applique in a snap. Right. So the first thing when I opened this kit, you guys, I started laughing. Handwork not happening. Right. So, oh, good, Donna. I'm looking forward to it. She says she's going to see me in Alabama. Can't wait. That'll be fun. So this pattern, it's big and thick, and it weighs a ton. And here it, oh, I just popped open the cellophane. I didn't want to do that. Here is all of the fabric for this thing. This is going to take me well over a year. I'm going to dedicate myself to making this. It's not going to be a stitch along, you guys. I'm going to work on this on my own, and I'm going to finish this. I promise. On my honor. Is it 3? On my honor, right? So, there's the love of my life. Hi, handsome.
Good morning.
Oh, a nice voice. There you are. Hi. Okay.
Okay.
So, this pattern. You sew together the background for each block, right? You've got Hi Keith from Quilt Wench. I will show you my progress as I go, Margie, I promise. Yeah. I'll probably be bringing it to El Campo. We have sold out. Lots of, Michelle Moore says hi. Lots of Hi Keiths. Good morning, Keith. Okay. So here's the pattern up close, you guys. We have a lot of stuff now that, oh, breakfast for Frito. So that, those embroidery threads, you guys, I will find matching embroidery, machine embroidery threads, and we'll digitize whatever it is I'm supposed to hand embroider in the Luminaire when I get home. Okay, when those are happening. So from what I could just see, I just skimmed over the pattern this morning. There is a rein from the horse to the little wagon it's pulling. There is a rope from the goose to the little wagon. And there is a leash on the dog right here, and he's pulling some stars. So that, and I'm sure there's more. What's the name of it again? Cindy, she might have more of these. I only saw the one, but she might have more. This is called Prairie Days by Bunny Hill Designs. I will add a link below the description box when we get done with this. I didn't look this morning, but I will add a link to it and let you guys see that. This is an expensive kit because it's a very intensive design. But if you have lots of red, white, and blues, I don't know if you can buy just the pattern or what, if it's a Moda kit. I don't know. So what they do here, like block 5, let's look at this great big block right here. So you put all the background fabrics together, and then you do the applique on top of the backgrounds. All right. So I'm going to put the background fabrics together, and then I'm going to run the patterns through the scan and cut. These are all of the fabrics that come in the kit. Okay. There you go. Yes. Zandra is making Snapplique of Bunny Hill Designs Mary Mary Snowman. So fun. Yes. Awesome. You're going to make the cutest quilts. This would be, if this turns out nice, this would be something I would consider submitting into a fair if it turns out nice, right? Okay, so you have a lot of instructions to tell you how to hand stitch. That's not me. Not going to happen on that. And then you have lots of instructions to tell you how to sew together your background fabrics. All right, so it tells you which fabrics. You have it all right here, and you can look at the pictures and see which one. Okay. Is there a website for the lady with all that moda? Yes, I've got it linked below in the description box. It's Jelly Rolls with the number 2 Go, and then it's an Etsy shop for her. And I just I linked it below before we started. So there are all of the blocks. You get the instructions. But I want to show you the applique pattern pieces. So this can be a challenge. Okay. What you get here. You might need a 12 by 24 inch mat if you don't have one. All right, so here's your barn, right? So these are the designs. You don't get separate designs for each piece. You get the whole thing. A couple of different ways you can do this. So this is the barn window. They give you the separate piece for the barn window, which is right here. Those white, that I bet you those are the white hand stitching. Again, not happening. I will digitize that and then luminaire or in Brilliance, either one. And then this here is the door. Okay, so this is a applique, that's applique. She's giving you the lines for your stitching, accent stitching. Kits are available on Etsy. Perfect, Elaine. Okay. Now, a couple of different ways you can do this. You can scan in the whole thing as is. And if you're savvy with the drawing tools and in Brilliance, so those of you who have gone to Lisa Shaw's class, she taught us. Lisa Shaw is an educator from Bubbles Menagerie. She's an in Brilliance educator, and she taught us how to use the little drawing tools to click, 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 right? And make curves and straight lines and all of that, and then convert those lines into embroidery designs. Well, yeah, embroidery designs. I will convert them into applique. So you can do that. You can do all of these in Brilliance, exactly like you would do it in Adobe Illustrator or whatever. Some of you are savvy with that software. All right. So, or if you're not savvy with those tools, you can take a piece of printer paper, okay, and just trace each piece because you've got dotted lines for the overlap. So you would trace the roof to make its own piece, trace the barn to make its own piece, trace the top of the barn, the roof up here, to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pieces for this particular design. And then scan in those printer papers that you have traced on. Okay. So you can do that if you are not savvy with the tools. I will probably like choose the square tool and do my squares, right? And then these are just straight lines. Click, click, click. See what I'm saying? Click, 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 enter, and click the applique button. That's how I would do that. So Midge was doing bookkeeping. Girl, you don't do that. Set an alarm. This is more fun. Anyway, so this is really going to be quite the challenge. You will be a master at Snapplique when you finish this, or applique as you want. Please show you. I will, Kelly. I'll give you some ideas on how to do that. But these are all big. They're all like that. Okay. So let me show you another one where you would need to be better at the Bezier tool. Okay. For your cow on okay, on top of that grass. See this? You can do these kind of things. You can break them apart in Brother Canvas as well. But the intent from the designer is for you to take your Heat and Bond Light or your Hot Fix adhesive and trace around these and do it the old-fashioned way. I'm not going to do that. You can trace around these the old-fashioned way with a pencil, okay, and then scan those into the Scan and Cut and convert those into machine embroidery designs. Yeah. So anyway, yes, Midge says this is more fun. Yes, absolutely. So this is going to be awesome, you guys. I'm excited to start playing with it. I will probably do all of the designs maybe while we're on the road and I don't have anything to do. I'll do all the designs between the Scan and Cut and in Brilliance first, and then cut my first piece of fabric when we get home, which is mid-August. So we shall see. I'm very excited to start this. This is the cutest quilt I think I've ever seen. I love farm stuff. It's just, it speaks to my heart, makes me happy. All right. And then the other kit I got from her, because I bought two, because I don't have anything to do, right? The other one I got from her, let me set this down, is a very simple quilt, beginner, beautiful quilt. This is called Lighthearted by Camille Ross Kelly from Moda. Okay. We are just talking about Ohio Stars, and that's it. This is a lovely, lovely. Oh, she has 3 of those kits available. Thank you, Shirley, at Etsy at Jelly Rolls to Go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So this is just a beautiful, simple quilt. This is one of those ones that make me happy. I don't know when I'm going to do it. It is in the queue after Prairie Days. Okay. I love it too. The fabrics in here are just precious. So if you would like a good quilt to do, I would think this would be pretty fast because I get a thank you, right, from Moda. The pattern is by Thimble Blossoms. Very, very pretty. Fabric is Lighthearted by Camille Ross Kelly from Moda. And then the pattern is the Thimble Blossoms. It's from Thimble Blossoms. Adorable. This is just adorable. This is a good quilt for a confident beginner. You do have diagonal seams, but it's Ohio Stars in Ohio Stars. So each one of the Ohio Stars has a different center. So there's a, what is that? That is a 16 patch in the middle of one of them. Double Ohio Stars. Okay. And it's just kind of a sampler, an Ohio Star sampler. You'll love it. Very, very cute. Beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Love it. So that is that. That is also in, she has more of these in the Jelly Rolls to Go. That's not an affiliate link for me either, you guys. I just love this lady. She's wonderful. Nice. She's the one, when I first started my channel, she invited me. We were on our way to Idaho, and she made a little runner for me for my motorhome to match my motorhome. It was so nice. It's over there right now. It's got a lot of stuff on it. And then let me show you this. I'll show you this towel she made for me as well. Those of you that have been with me for a long time, you may remember. Okay. So she made this towel for me. This is from Anita Good Design. So cute. And this hangs in my kitchen. That's why I was able to grab it real quick. Keith likes to dry his hands on it. And I'm like, that's a show towel. He has plenty of towels. And I want to show the runner. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But the runner was made from fabric. I think it was a Moda line. Anyway, it was called Williamsburg. This fabric, beautiful black and gold to match the inside of the coach. You can't find the shop story time. Click the link below in the description box. Underneath the video, it says more ... and it'll open up all my links, and it's in there. You can get to it from there. Okay. So I bought a whole bunch of that fabric from Williamsburg, and I made the quilt that's on the bed that's not made, so I can't show you that. It turned out gorgeous. And then I was trying to figure out how to put my blocks, and Christine took snapshots of that video and rearranged the blocks on her screen and sent me the final, it was a log cabin, and sent me the final pattern that I made into the quilt. So I meet the nicest, kindest people from this channel, and it's just one of the nicest things. So I have a lot of Christine Poley in this motorhome, and I love that. Anyway, all right. Bye, Wendy. Have a good time hooking up that boat. That's always fun. Keith and I have it down now where he does like this and tells me to pull the Jeep up so he can hook up the blue aux, which connects the bus and the Jeep. And then while he's doing that, I'm in there making sure the Jeep is in the right mode to travel, putting it into tow mode. Okay. So those are the two kits I got. Beautiful stuff, just beautiful. All righty. Lovely quilts. I know. Found it. Good, Cece. Love it. Sophie's, y'all are getting rain in Arizona. That's awesome. Oh, I think I'm going to be at Mull Queens the 21st and 22nd of November, the weekend before Thanksgiving. Pretty sure. We've narrowed down the dates. Not sure what we're going to do, but I'm going to be at Mull Queens in Tempe, Arizona, 21 and 22 November. All right. So today I wanted to get working on the half square triangles for the tree. So this is the pattern I'm talking about. Good morning, Emma Weber. How's Iowa? I'm in Kansas. There we go. So today we're talking about the half square triangles that are making up the points on the quilted Christmas tree. Kits are no longer available for this, but you can use your own stash. Okay. And we're going to pull the fabrics for the half square triangles. Now the pattern says to cut them at 5 3/4. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut them at 6 and then trim them down to size. Okay. The method that is described in the pattern for you guys to make these HSTs, HST for you non-quilters is half square triangle. All right. I'll be there for your birthday, Charlene. Cool. Bring cake. We'll bring cake. How's that? Can you get the pattern only? Yes, Karen. I have a link to it below in the description box. It's a download. You absolutely can get the pattern only. Break out your scraps and let's do this together. That was the entire point of this. But then two chicks was like, well, we can kit that for you. And I said, okay. And then y'all bought them out, which is great. There is a video. It's a pre-record. It's hard to hear. I'm sorry. I was exhausted. On how to set the color in your red fabrics if you intend to wash this. So just FYI. All right. Who can't you find? Cake or cupcakes? Perfect. Cupcakes. Cake is too much like work. No, it's your birthday. We'll get cupcakes if you come. Okay. So on this pattern, it wants you to have, if you look here in the reds on the back of the pattern, and I need to be able to see it. What do I do with my glasses? Oh, they're on the other side of the room. Hold on. So you need 3. It says 5 3/4 for tree branch HSTs. So Elaine says she has HST derangement syndrome. Easy stuff, my friend. Easy, easy. The trick to good half square triangles is overcutting the block. And you have plenty of fabric if you got this kit. Overcut the block and then trim it to size. It'll be fine. And I have a different method than they use here. So the border needs 27 or more red print fat 8s. I recommend you at least print the first page in color, because you need to know what color fabrics. These are your fabric colors. Okay. So we need 3 different squares, which are going to make 6 half square triangles. Those 6 half square triangles are half green, half red. Okay. 3 reds. And then up here in the greens, we have 11 5 3/4 inch squares with that I'm going to cut to 6. That extra 1/4 inch is going to make a big difference for tree branch HSTs. So here in the red, the green, and the white, there are specific cuts for tree branch HSTs. And that's what we're working on today. Okay. So tree branch HSTs, I need 3 reds. I need 11 greens. Okay. And then I need 8 whites. So in the 11 greens, because we're talking about the tree branch, 8 of them are green and white, and 3 of them are red and green. So green and white and green and red. Make sense? Okay, good. So anyway, that's what we're going to do here. So the 3 red and green ones are this one here on this corner. And these are, y'all, you need to look at your diagram for sure. So they are across first and down second. You're going to have, what is it? 14, 15, 13, 14, and this one right here, I believe. It looks like it's red, it's white and green, but it's not. It's a red. Okay. Because these right here, the 2 all the way around the outside are reds. So it's this one here. So this is going to be red, green, and red, green. And that might help you if you write out your colors like that. Does that make sense? See? The other side too, on this side. So this is going to be red, green, and red, green on this side. That's going to help you. Okay. Libby says to those of you that are sewing along, good luck. I kind of wish this was in color as well. It would be helpful if these were in a red as well, like she did here. But she had to do this in the yellow to show you, because all of the yellow is one gift block. We'll work on that later. Took a picture. Good, good. I held it up. You guys can take a picture with your phone right now where you can see the reds and the greens on the sides. So, okay. If you missed it, go back and take a look and scrub over to that with your little thing and stop the video and take a picture. So, I pulled the green fabrics. I need 11. I'm going to cut 6 by 6s. Yeah, color them in matte pencils, Becky. That's a great idea. I thought about that too if I had them. Yeah, color in those blocks with matte pencils. That may help as well. Okay, so I pulled mostly dark greens. I have a couple of light ones, but I pulled all the dark ones, not the directional fabric. The directional fabric looks like pine needles. If you've got that kit from 2 Chicks, I did not use that one because I don't want sideways. That will make me crazy. All right. Since these are going to be turned. So I've got 11 green fabrics. I pulled 3 different red fabrics. Okay. Dark, because I want contrast. And 8 different white on whites. And that's what I've got. Okay. Let me get my mouse out of the way here. So I'm going to cut these. Now, again, I'm going to cut 6 by 6 squares. I've got my map. I've got my cutting mat here and my rotary cutter. Where did that go? I don't remember where I put my rotary cutter. I got to think about that. What did I do with that? What did I do with that? Let me see. There. What did I do with my rotary cutter, Keith? Don't you know? Aren't you? I didn't leave it.
Yeah, it's in the bag.
It's in a bag somewhere. There. That's very helpful, right?
I know.
Yeah. Very helpful.
I'm here for you.
He says, I'm here for you. I think it's in the purple Yazzie. Just a moment. Got my little one. You do it with a little one, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. Oh, y'all, my life. I did spend some time pressing all of my fabrics. See in here. I have big shears, no rotary cutter. How did people quilt before the rotary cutter? Oh my goodness, that had to be so inaccurate. Can't imagine. This is my life, you guys. It's here somewhere. I know it. Maybe I put it in this bag. You guys give me more bags. And then I put stuff everywhere. Nope, not in here. Well, I can use the little one. I just don't want to. Okay. You're trying to get in the Alabama class. I hope you can. Yeah, I spend more time searching for stuff, y'all. I hate it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut some 6 by 6 squares. I keep moving stuff around. Oh, to get over HST derangement syndrome, you need one of these rulers. This ruler, not this particular one, you can if you want. This is by Creative Grids, okay? And this is a 1/4 inch, what they call a 1/4 inch seam guide, 1/4 inch. Let me see. What do they call it? I can't tell what they call it. Anyway, so it has a line down the middle. See the line? Upside down to y'all. There's a line through the middle, okay, where that is. You can draw in there if you want, but you don't have to. So, oh, somebody left a comment below the video yesterday that if you make this quilt with 2.5 inch squares instead of 5 inch squares, it's not going to be half the size. It's going to be a 1/4 of the size. You guys, public math is not my strong suit. I apologize. You can read the comments from yesterday. That's why older women have arthritis in their hand from using scissors. I believe that. Okay. So I'm just going to cut 6 inch strips off of these pieces that I have here, y'all. And they don't even have to be perfect on the first cut. So I'm going to do this. I've got my mat on a mat. I'm going to take like 3. I think I can do 3 with this particular rotary cutter at a time. And I'm going to even up the bottom edges, not the selvages. Get them as close as you can for your cutting. I like to stand up when I cut. I get a better, accurate, a more accurate cut that way. Okay. But I'm just going to cut off. So this is how I cut my fabric, you guys. These edges right here are not totally even. They don't need to be. For my first cut, I'll probably cut like 6 1/4. Okay. So I need a 6 inch block. The pattern says 5 3/4. I'm oversizing to cut them down and make them fit. So I'm going to cut a 6 1/4 inch strip from those uneven edges off the bottom of this. Okay. There. So I have all this white left over here for the rest of the quilt. Okay. And this one. And then with a mat on a mat, you can turn, oh, you can't see what I just did. So I cut it like this. And then with a mat on a mat, you can turn the mat. So if you have the ability to do this instead of cutting on the big mat, do that. Now I'm going to make an exact 6-inch cut on this edge that I just trimmed, and I'm going to trim off all of my excess here. All right. So then I have a little bit of waste, tiny bit there on the end. Put my trash can. All right. And now I'm going to turn it again. The edges are not even. I don't care. I'm going to do about a 6 1/4 inch cut. Okay. Let me make sure this is right. Yeah. So there's a little bit left there. Okay. And then I'm going to do the mat on a mat again. And I'm going to do an exact 6-inch cut. So now I have perfect 6-inch squares. That's the easiest, most efficient way to get your 6-inch squares. Okay. That's how you do that. Some say 7/8. I do a 1/4. You know, those edges, they can move a little bit. It doesn't matter. We've got plenty of fabric. Okay. Now the instructions tell you on the back of your fabric to draw a line from corner to corner. If you're not sure, if you have trouble telling which one is which, use a black light if you can, a black flashlight, and look at it. And it'll be very obvious on most white on white fabrics. It'll be very obvious. Or you might be using a cream. I don't know. Okay. So on the back of this, it says to draw a line from corner to corner and then sew a 1/4 inch away from that line. That's very inaccurate. Very inaccurate. So that's why you get one of these rulers, okay? And you put the center of the ruler corner to corner like this. You can even match up. This has a beveled edge like this for you to put exactly in the corner if you want. And then you can just measure this like this, okay? And then you draw a line with a pencil down the outside. That's your sew line. That's much more accurate. I'll hold it in place. I'm not moving it. And then do this. Is my pencil? Yeah. Okay. Now I have a sew line. See that? That's your sew line. So now you have an accurate line. And if you want to be doubly sure, okay, you can stitch one needle width inside of that sew line if you want to. That's even going to give you a little bit more. So then after you sew on both of these lines with 2 pieces of fabric, then you trim them down the middle, open them up, press them flat, okay, and then cut that square to 5 by 5. And that's going to give you a perfect, I know, a special bag for tools. I know, Jerry. I'm on the hunt for that rotary cutter. I tell you what, y'all, I'm kicking myself. I did not bring my Stripology ruler with me. Man, dang it. So that's how I'm going to cut the tree branch HST. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do the rest of these. Very important. Don't lose this. Now, one thing you can do, let's say you don't have this fancy ruler, right? Or maybe it's on order and it's not here yet. I think I've got it in my Amazon store. So if you don't have one of these and you're new, draw a line corner to corner, just like the instructions say, and then draw 2 more lines on either side of that line for your sew line. I just don't like, I don't know. I get much more accuracy when I use this. Okay. Yeah, Wanda says she knows I'd love that stripology. It's amazing how dependent you become on that. I'm in the need of running with scissors bag by Annie. Okay, so I'll do 3 more of these. Very easy to do, you guys. I'm going to line up the raw edges on the ends of these strips. This is from the kit from Two Chicks Quilting. They don't have anymore. They're sold out. But yeah, you do become dependent on those. It's amazing. All right. So I'm going to do, well, that's my 1/2 inch. I'm going to do a 6 1/4 cut on that rough edge, measure it 6 1/4 up here. Okay. Turn the mat. The less you have to touch your fabric, the better and more accurate you'll be. And then I'm going to, this is how you get to where you love cutting. That's exactly 6. I have my little back quarter shop. I think this came in a box, one of those subscription boxes, I think. Okay, then this end, 5 1/4 or 6 1/4. I'm sorry. These are for the 5 3/4 squares, and I make sure. I'll show you guys. I make sure that I've got exactly these lines, top and bottom, are straight. And if this is a little off, that's okay. Top and bottom are straight because those are exactly 6. I just cut those. Okay. And my last cut. Michelle Moore told me she travels in the motorhome quite a bit, and she said she wished she would have done all her cutting at home, and I believe it. She's absolutely right. Now I want all 3 sides right on my 6 inch square. Okay. And then I have a little bit of waste. So I need to do this with all the white, all the green, and all the reds that I have pulled out for my HSTs. So when we get finished here today, after we get back from the quilt store, I'm going to do some stitching and get these stitched up so that we can show our progress. Talking to my backside, y'all. Sorry about that. So we can show our progress on Friday. Get this other green one. I'm going to do 3 at a time. Get my 6 inch squares cut. And that up about 6 1/4. About. Here we go. That extra 1/4 inch that you're cutting will not make a difference for your leftover fabric that you need to finish this quilt. Because the extra that you have, I don't think you're going to have enough to do more. No, you won't. Never mind, disregard. Okay. 6 1/4 on this cut. All right. And then the last one is exactly 6. Okay. I love to cut, you guys. If you're a little OCD like me, this is so satisfying. Very nice. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so there you go. Keith, are you chatting with people?
I'm always chatting with people.
You're always chatting with people.
What are you talking about?
I didn't cut that correctly.
Oh, no.
That's wrong. It's too small. I made it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cut it wrong. So that's okay. All right. Yeah, turn off the TV, babe.
Oh, no play by TV.
Turn off the TV, please. Internet. There we go. So I cut a 6x5 instead of a rectangle instead of a square. So that's no problem. Okay. Now I have my 5x5s. I can reuse these. These will be used elsewhere in the quilt. That happens. So no big deal. I just have to put it into another stack. So anyway, all right. So that's how I'm going to be doing all of that and getting all those cut and then sewing on either side of the diagonal line and then press them flat. Buy a new Stripology. Have one just for the RV. Keith says I get blamed for everything. That's because it's usually your fault. That's too funny. Our poor quilt husbands. Bless their hearts. So anyway, when are you gonna have more Keith rippers ready? Y'all, so seam rippers are gonna go back into production this fall. All right. We can't obviously we can't do them on the road. And he sold them all on the cruises that we were on, and then we had this big trip coming up. So there'll be more coming in the fall when we get back mid-August. Also, my son has about a dozen ruler racks getting ready to go. Those are going to go out probably in the next 2 weeks. I think he told me he had to finish his doctorate, so that got done, and he graduated, and now he's kind of getting back to normal. But anyway, all right, y'all. This has been a lot of fun. I'm out of stuff to talk about. I want to finish this cutting and get it ready to start stitching, and then show you some progress on Friday when we do this. And tomorrow is Embroidery Thursday. We're going to stitch up the pumpkin and crow block for Autumn Love. All right. Be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It's always fun. Subscribing is free. There's a button that says subscribe. Hit the little bell so you get a notification when I do another video. It's always fun to have stitchy chatter going on in the background while you're doing some sewing. I hope you have a great day. Yeah, we're leaving for Manhattan, Kansas tomorrow. Yeah, awesome. So I love y'all. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me. It's a great way to start the day. We will talk to you tomorrow. Y'all go sew something. Bye.